Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video on 7.2. We are going to be running 7.2.2 wax on and wax off with Rust and Ruin. So we are back to 7.2 videos after finishing off the monthly EQ and the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. So for this part, there's going to be a node Rust and Ruin. So whenever you throw a basic attack or you hit the opponent, there's going to be armor break on you, and if you have 5 armor break, that is converted into a permanent one. Now you can run willpower to help you, but I would suggest you to bring in some mystic champions because there is another node by the name of wax on and wax off. So whenever you nullify, stagger or purify any debuff on any buff on the opponent, all the debuffs on you as an attacker are purified. So mystic champions will be the best here. So I would suggest you to bring all the mystic champions with those 150 or 200% boost with 12% attack, 12% special attack boost, and also mystic dispersion will help you out as well. And on top of it, mystic attackers get more damage because of mystic rat, so that is the way to go. The boss is going to be a Tigra. We will discuss her more in detail, but we'll be taking her out at the end of the video with the human torch. So stay tuned guys, and also before we jump into the path, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications, and leave a comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. Your first fight is going to be against a Hyeprion, which is pretty straightforward. It's just a simple Hyeprion standard fight. I would suggest you not to run suicides here because of special burst lockdown node. Every time this opponent will use a special attack, you will be heal blocked, so make sure not to run suicides here. And with this fight, it's pretty simple. Just go to an SP2 or SP1 depending what champion you're using. I'm gonna use a magic, so I'm gonna just power lock him with an SP2, and that's about it. Keep him in the corner and kill him off. You can also bring in different champions here: Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Sorcerer Supreme, Symbiote Supreme. So any champion that can nullify or keep his power in control will work amazingly here, and you can just drop him off. Just a simple and the standard Hyeprion fight. The next defender is going to be a bishop. Now bishop on himself is not a difficult defender, but the problem is you're going to use a lot of mystic champions, so there might be a possibility that you will give him too much energy and he will throw a very strong SP2 or SP1 and kill you off. Now the way you deal with it is you bring in champions that can power control him and do energy damage at the same time, or you just bring in champions that do only physical damage. Now most of the time you'll be using a mystic champion here, so for example like voodoo or magic. So I would suggest you to, for example, if you bring in a magic, just power control him, throw your SP2s and do not let him have power. He will gain a lot of those energy charges and then he will degen himself and die. With voodoo it's a little tricky. You will have to wait for the SP2 and then you will have to bring him down below 1 bar of power, so in that way he will not get those energy charges and throw in special on you with some huge damage. So as you will notice here with voodoo right now, all I've done is I've thrown an SP2, control this power. Now he will not have more than 1 bar of power, and I don't have to worry about all the energy charges he's having. And once he goes above 30, he will start degening himself because of being overcharged and he will die on his own. But if you use any other champion that does not have power control, this fight can become difficult unless you are very good with evading his specials that, you know, a lot of times are very slow and can clip you very easily. Next up is going to be Captain Marvel movie version. Now she is very easy to deal with. Just bring in the champion with energy attacks and that will give her extra damage and she will die very quick. In my case, I'm just bringing in Doom because I'm just trying to use different champions on all the parts. You can use any mystic champion with energy attack and easily they will take her down, not only with the extra energy damage but also with mystic wrath. And if you use somebody like Black Widow Clairvoyant, you can also with an SP2 do the buff you can do the buff lock on the opponent that they will not gain any buffs. So it is quite easy to deal with because of extra affinity with energy attacks. Next up is going to be a Red Skull. Now with Red Skull, he has a lot of armor ups, and whenever he gains a special, when he gains a 1 bar of power, he will get another armor up on him. So it's the best to bring in champions that have nullify. For me, just to showcase that all mystic champions can work, I have brought in Morning Star, and I'm just gonna throw SP2s to give him damage once he builds up those armors. You totally don't have to go this way. You can bring in Magic and throw in SP3 to dispel those armors. You can also bring in Tigra. You can also bring in Sasquatch, or you can also use Sorcerer Supreme or Black Widow Clairvoyant. Again, any mystic champion will be amazing. It's quite a simple and easy path. So yeah, I'm just going through all the different champs that I have available on my roster as rank 5s. You can bring in your champion with a rank, whoever is rank 5 mystic, and you can easily take the whole path out with one of them. And then we're gonna have Big Daddy Apocalypse. Now with him you need to really bring in a power control champion because his specials can be really high damaging even within the block, especially his special 1 and special 2. So easiest way I found out to deal with him is to not give him power at all. So I am gonna bring in magic and power lock him, something you would do to a Hyeprion, and just kill him off. Again, voodoo will work here amazing. You can also use other champions that have power control. If not, you can also use some tanky mystic champions also. There's quite a few different options, but I find that the champions with power control are the best ones. You don't give him a special and then he's just a big tanky blob and you can kill him off. The final fight before the boss is going to be a Mysterio. Now Mysterio is very easy to handle, you don't need to worry about much. Either bring in a Mystic Champion who has poison immunity, so I'm talking about your Mephisto and a couple of more. Either you can bring in those, you can bring in somebody like Dragon Man. If not, then bring in a champion that has armor break. So I am going to use Doom with Mr. Fantastic synergy for the armor breaks, and if you still don't have that, then just bait out the specials so he doesn't poison you. The more you bait out the specials, his gas chambers will be reset, so that's the way to go about it. I just used in Doom with Mr. Fantastic just to keep the armor break on him. You don't really need it as well, you can work it out with any Mystic Champion. That extra damage will kill him off faster before you know it, and he will die off quickly. But when you do your team selection, keep in mind that there's going to be a Mysterio end of the path and you need a counter for him. Again, it does not have to be a Mystic Champion. Also, you can just bring in one champion from any class only for the sole reason of killing Mysterio. You can bring in any armor breaker and you can deal with him, or a poison immune. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a Mystic Champion. Just make sure that you bring in a counter for him. Now the boss fight is going to be with Wombo Combo, Staggering Beauty and Heavy Assault. Now with Wombo Combo, whenever the defender uses a special attack, all the hits on her meter are converted into prowess for 10 seconds. But if you knock her down in those 10 seconds, those prowess are given back as damage of 10% of the attacker's attack. Staggering Beauty is whenever you're near her, the defender, you're gonna gain fate seals on you. When you go far away, they will gradually fall off. And as well as Heavy Assault is the heavy attacks do 500% more damage. So we are using Human Torch here. All we are doing is parry and heavy, and only keeping her to an SP1 because the SP1 is easier to evade and easier to space. Her SP2 does a lot of damage, and for sure a lot of times you will not be able to space it. Some of the champions that work here are mostly your parry heavy champions, so Domino with Red Hulk, Captain America Infinity War, Doom, Colossus. Bring him only with White Max because they get immune to stagger, and otherwise all of those armor ups will expire and give you a lot of damage. She's one of the easier bosses, so I hope you enjoyed the video and you like what you see and you enjoyed the tips and tricks. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.